those of us who hold office have to be very conscious that we are representing someone or an organization. We no longer speak simply for ourselves. And yet with this responsibility, there is always the other danger. There's those of us who hold office of honor. We become so conscious of this office that we think that we are the office. And so become obsessed with positions, with power, with honor, with recognition. This is the other danger when we are placed in positions of authority. Sometimes we become demanding. We expect people to treat us differently and also to give us special privileges. When we become too obsessed with our office, with our position, we become detached from the lives of ordinary men. We become alienated from the ordinary people because we lived in our office. Not the literal office, but in our position. Because we think that we are higher than others, we are different from others. This is where the danger lies. So how can we reconcile holding an office of dignity and yet at the same time to leave this office with such selflessness, humility, and self-effacement at the same time? Many of us cannot reconcile these two extremes of a high office and living a humble life. In life, our position, our office is given by God. Not for you to choose where you want to be. Those who want to choose their position, they are motivated by pride and arrogance. Rather, we must allow God to place us where He wants us to be. Not where we want to be. Not where we choose to be. And so when we are given a great honor to lead, to be in office, to be in a position of influence, we should not think too highly of ourselves, because it is purely the grace of God. We are no better than others. God has deemed us worthy or fit to assume a position. I'm just an ordinary man. I'm not a brilliant scholar. But the Lord has chosen me. That is why when people and the press keep asking me, why did the Holy Father choose you? How would I know? How would I know why He chose me? Only God knows. God knows whom He wants to choose. We are nobody in this world, but God chose those who are weak, those who are lowly, in order to bring His point across. It is not those who are powerful and rich and influential that are always chosen by God. And so, I think this is a very important reminder for me and for all of us who are in position of authority, that the office that is given to us is ultimately for the service of God, for His purpose. It's not about glorifying ourselves. It is not about elevating ourselves. It is purely for service. When we retire, we are no longer in office. We become ordinary again. We are persons. The office is a role that we play, and the great Bishop St. Augustine always reminds us, it's a great dignity and honor to be a bishop, to be a priest, but a greater honor to be a baptized Christian. And I think unless we get this perspective in place, we will lose our sense of direction. Instead of serving the people, we use the office to serve ourselves. And the day when we are removed from our office, or when we retire from our office, we lose our identity altogether. We become very insecure. Jesus wants us to recognize that every one of us, regardless who we are all worthy in the sight of God. We are all equal before God's eyes. In the world, we are differentiated, but not in the eyes of God. When we reach heaven, We are all called to be saints. When we go to heaven, there is no bishop, there is no pope, there is no cardinal. There is only sainthood. And so, for all of us, therefore, we should not be too worried about the position we take in life. If God wants you to do it, if God appoints it, accept it with humility, with obedience, and with great responsibility. If the Lord chose you for other tasks, His will be done. He knows what is good for us. He knows what is it that will help us to find fulfillment in life and happiness. If only we respond to the Lord's selection of our vocation. What differentiates each one of us is we have different vocations. We have different calling. That is what makes us different. Other than that, we are all the same in the eyes of God. And when we come to our death, all of us remain the same. When we die, we are just reduced to skeletons. But more importantly, for us Christians, when we die, we hopefully become saints of God. That is what gives us this greatest joy. So our greatest joy, our greatest privilege is to know that we are sons and daughters of God. That is the greatest joy. What else do you want? To be called a son and a daughter of God is the greatest honor. Only if you are conscious. My dear brothers and sisters, let us rejoice in our baptism, in our sonship, in our daughtership, and most of all, we live out this baptismal calling according to the vocations the Lord has chosen for us. And I can guarantee you, you will find peace, joy, and happiness.